first off, before we start, like where are you from and everything? Like where you calling in from exactly, like and stuff. You said you're in Central Time, right?
Yeah, I'm in Central Time. So I'm calling from Munster, Indiana, which
Okay.
is basically just like on the border with Chicago type
Mm,
shit, like 30 minutes away from Chicago.
right, right. Yeah.
And yeah, I'm from the city. So
Yeah, yeah. You kind of close to where Freddie Gibbs is from, like Gary? Or is that hella
yeah,
far? Okay, okay. I
that's
see,
like
I
10
see.
minutes, 10 minutes away. Yeah, Freddie Gibbs, Michael Jackson.
Oh damn, I forgot that Michael MJ was there
Yeah.
too.
Gary's
But
an underrated city for music.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's got
People
some big
forget.
hitters, but it's like people always talk about like that name is funny, but like it's a pretty like scary city to be in. And I heard it's getting better, but I don't know. I'm always hearing from what Freddie's been saying. It's like
Oh
kind
man,
of
I've filmed there quite a few times. It's a little scary. It's a little
yeah, yeah,
spooky.
for sure.
Very abandoned.
I see, I see. People told me like if you stop at a red light at like nighttime, you should like now you should just go instead if it's like a barren city or barren street, just
Well, you
because of how.
shouldn't be there at nighttime to begin with. So
There you go.
I only go in the
But
daytime.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Is that where you filmed like your recent video and stuff for your single and stuff, or nah? You just like do it for other. You did it for past songs.
I've done it for past songs on my
Yeah,
first album
yeah,
because
yeah,
we used to do a lot of filming, and Gary was just like, I like the vibe there.
yeah.
Very dystopian.
Kind of
Yeah,
matches that aesthetic that you're trying to go for.
a little bit. But now I film
Yeah,
solo, so I can't really
yeah.
rather not be there solo.
That's fair. It's fair. But yeah, hopefully you had a good year. Hopefully, got some good inspiration for this year for new songs. I know you dropped your single like right before the end of the year, right? So,
Yes.
like, what was like your process before that? Also, you're going through a change. Like now you're going through as from Dremmz to Markaček. What was the
Right.
reason? Was it just like I know I can see it's like I think it's your name, right? So, what was the
Yeah.
reason behind that?
So Dremmz just didn't really hold much meaning to me anymore because I came up with it when I was like a little kid. Like a lot of artists, they come up with their name super young. Like, I don't know. It just wasn't much thought into it. Kind of just rang off like an Xbox name, you know, like a gamer tag. So I was just like, I was looking at artists like, Kanye West, Kendrick Lamar, like that's their names, and I feel like it holds more longevity to have your actual name as your artist name. So I was just like, all right, let me do it. Actually, Markaček isn't really like my real last name yet.
Mm.
So I'd like to get it changed in the future. It's my mom's maiden name though.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. It's just like, were you like, what was the reason behind like creating Dremmz? Is that name, like you said, it was like an Xbox thing. Was that just something you had when you were growing up? Was that a significant meaning behind that name as well, or that was kind of
No,
just like random?
it's no significant meaning. This was around the time when you know that 21 Savage song Bank Account was coming
Yeah,
out. Yeah, it was like
yeah,
I got one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight
yeah.
M's in my bank account. And I was like, oh,
Oh,
M's.
okay.
So I was like, oh, like I'm dreaming of M's. So I
That's what I was
just
thinking. It was like dream. It kind of looks like dreams, right? So I was like, okay, like maybe that's how. I was like, am I saying this wrong? Is it actually supposed to be like dreams, and I'm just like mispronouncing it? But yeah,
uh,
that's dope, though. Yeah, yeah.
oh,
So,
but
sorry, go
yeah,
ahead.
I was just like, I don't really give a fuck about M's no more. I
Yeah,
used to.
yeah. I mean, like speaking of that, I think when I first saw your TikTok, it was kind of crazy. Before you even reached out to me on like on social media, I saw you were posting pretty frequently, and you talked about like being pretty anti-capitalist. I'm talking about like chasing those M's and stuff. Like, what made you have
Yeah.
that kind of like change, or were you always like this, especially as an independent artist? Like, are you gonna like keep this mentality and try to remain an independent artist, like especially having those values and beliefs?
Absolutely. I mean, it all comes down to who's willing to operate in the fashion that I want to be managed in, If there is a record label that is willing to abide by what I want and is willing to work with me creatively and not just take advantage of me, then I'm open to it. But, as it stands, there's no reason to not be independent unless you have like a crazy like following, Like people getting signed at like 100K listeners is like it's stupid, bro. It's stupid. Like
Mhm.
you're just gonna be a pawn, Like I don't
That's
want to be a
true.
pawn, but
Yeah, it's
you
fair.
know,
I mean, you just kind of speak about that in your songs as well, like kind of like how the streaming platforms are kind of like that, and how some of them have taken certain stances and stuff. I know, like, do you feel like you kind of believe in, like, I know how like Spotify has that rap of like being paying their artists like kind of low and stuff. Is that something that you think about as well? Like you just try to like focus. That's what you're saying. Like you want to put out your music. You want people to actually pay for it when they want to see the new music and stuff. Is that kind of like
Yeah.
how you're kind of like combating that, trying to like work with that, especially dealing with those streaming numbers?
Yeah, of course, because it's like, as artists, we always have to go through the middlemen, and it's always, we're always putting out our music through third parties. And it's like we don't reap the benefits of what we deserve. And, to match the work that we put in, like the equivalent of the work that we're putting in is not matching the output that we're receiving.
Mm,
And that's just, I don't think that's fair. It's like, I know, like, I shouldn't care about it so much because, as I said, I don't give a fuck about the M's, but I got to pay my bills, you
yeah,
know? And
that's
it's
the
like,
issue.
I get paid and I spend well over half of my check on reinvesting into my music.
Right.
So, like, when do I get the investment? When do I get the revenue back?
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, because that's the biggest issue is like it's hard to you don't have to make money the main motivation, but the problem is we gotta like pay a lot of things to keep us going to even make the music or make the content we want. So
Yeah,
totally
exactly.
understand the so like is the kind of like the goal after this like I know you grew up with other like musicians like you told me you grew up with that other artist that I reviewed Luca. Is that kind of similar values that you guys both share? You guys planning on making more music together, or is that just something you kind of did at the beginning stuff?
That was yeah, that was more of a beginning thing in terms of just like, I went to school with him. I didn't really talk to him during school though because he was a grade above me.
Mm.
So I was very like closed off in high school. So I
Mhm.
didn't really get the chance to talk to him. But once I started seeing him like on social media, I was like, oh, like that dude, he sounds familiar. So like his name and everything, I was like, oh yeah, that's Luca. I remember just him being in my school and everything. But yeah, he was one of the first artists that I had connected with, and I was one of the first artists that he connected with too. I discovered him very, very early, like
Mhm.
under a hundred listeners.
Mhm.
So yeah, that was more of a beginning thing though, because at first, he was more rap centered, and
Yeah.
then
Oh,
as time went on, he became more indie, and I
right.
feel like now our styles just don't really mesh. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So, unless we're both willing to go outside of our boxes a little bit, I don't think I can see myself working with him as of recently, for sure.
yeah. I mean, maybe as a chorus or something, because you got like a poppy kind of like flow, and then you could come in with the rap verses as well, or the production.
Yeah.
Maybe you just produce or something, because that's something I also wanted to talk about. Like, you self-produced the entire Iron Curtain album, or is it like you work with other people? Like, I remember you talked about that. Like, how did you learn how to do that? And also, what influenced you? I see like the Kanye West album in the back. I see some JPEG Mafia in the back as well. So, like, are those all influences that you've had with your production, or is it just like kind of just experimented and stuff and just figured it out?
Well, I'll start with the Iron Curtain and explaining that because that was it's a complicated situation. Most of the album was created by another producer
Mm,
who I'm not going to name because he's kind of irrelevant now. I'll say that.
right.
But he kind of laid the blueprint for it. There's a bunch of old beats that he had, and we just like curated it into something that feels like an album, right?
Mhm.
And then, we had a little falling out. And then I was like, okay, well, it's still my album.
Right.
These are some of my best written songs. So, because he was trying to take the album back and
Mm,
wouldn't let me put it out.
I see.
And I was just like, well, we worked so hard on this, like the fuck. So what I did was I just kind of built my own beats around what he had already.
Mm,
So, but that's like maybe half the album. The other
mm,
half is just straight custom, like from scratch. Like I had the blueprint already. I just made it completely my own. But to the second part of that question, where did it like how did I learn to produce? I was I feel like a lot of artists share this sentiment is like we start off using YouTube beats, right?
mm.
And then it's like, oh, like I can't make money off this. I'm gonna get sued one day if I keep using the YouTube beats.
Right.
And it just got boring at a point. I was like, you start off like finding like the Chief Keef type beats and shit. And it's like, I don't know, I got ADHD, so just hearing the same beat over and over again, it's just like I fucking hate it.
Yeah, right.
So, I just started trying to find a sound that actually like excited me, and I
Mhm.
couldn't find it.
Mm.
I was just like, all right, I guess I got to make it myself because I can't find what I'm looking for. So that's where it started. It's just like a craving for wanting something exciting that I couldn't find elsewhere unless I made it myself.
Right, right.
And like physically, I just started learning to do it just using like GarageBand and stuff and
Mm.
watching a couple, and not even tutorials, just like remakes. Like I would
Mhm.
just remake beats and um stuff like that. Just yeah.
Yeah. So do you use I know a lot of people like I've seen like other hyperpop people they use like FL Studio, they use I'm trying to think what else is there. The Ableton, I think a lot of
Mhm.
interface. So like did you have to learn any of those? Because I know those are like hella hard to like get down and know all the like if you want to do those crazy beats that they do.
Yeah.
What do you use now?
I've used them all. I started off with GarageBand on like the iPad because I used to
Yeah.
make beats in school.
Mhm.
So I would just use the iPad, the school iPad that they give you.
Wow.
And then after that, I started using FL Studio. And I don't
Nice.
know, it's kind of, I got sick of it. It feels like you're operating a spaceship. So it's just, I don't know, it's too much.
Right.
And after that, I got a MacBook. So I was
Mm.
like, I got Logic now because Logic comes with the MacBook. So I
Hmm.
started using Logic and I love Logic, man. I have no problems with it.
Nice.
Um, that's what I use currently,
Hmm.
and I
Damn.
will continue to use Logic because it's great.
Yeah, it's easier. Do you feel like it's easier than the other one? I know like people always joke, like you said, Spaceship Ableton looks like a flight panel control thing, or like it's
Oh
hella
yeah.
hard, but is Logic a lot more intuitive? I feel like it's you're still able to get those like crazy beats and sampling that you want to do, right?
Oh, of course. It's like okay, so FL Studio is like very complicated.
Hmm.
Layout wise, UI wise, it's just very complicated to learn. And then Ableton is very minimalist, just super like
Hmm.
minimalist. Like you have to know what you're doing.
Right.
Like you need to already be experienced. Logic is like the middle ground.
Nice.
Like it's kind of complicated, but it's also beginner's level at the same time. It's just like a
Hmm.
really good mixture. Like it gives you a lot of freedom that I think FL Studio doesn't really give you because FL Studio is more catered towards electronic music,
Right. Yeah.
whereas Logic you can do any music. It's very free form. You can kind of just do what you want. Like the sound selection is really good if you know how to manipulate shit. Great plugins, stock plugins, and everything.
Right.
Yeah, I love Logic. Shout out Logic, bro. Not the
Yeah.
rapper.
Yeah, I
But
was gonna say like, oh, he's like Logic too as a rapper, but I mean, yeah, I mean, like speaking of other rappers and stuff, I mean, like when I was like listening to your stuff, I immediately got the Kanye influence, but I also talked about in my like review that like Casey kind of sounded like there's influence there, like, and then lo and behold, you have this man on your album featured. How did that happen? Like, how did you get in contact with them, and like, did he like hear your other stuff? Like, how does that process work?
yeah, it's a funny situation. There's this another producer. His name is Prodigy's Group. He's pretty
Mm,
big within like the Kanye verse,
right.
like Reddit, Discord communities.
Hmm.
And I think he might be loaded. I don't know, because I think he was working on this song. It was always called New Heights, but I think he bought the song from the KC management
Mm.
and he was gonna reproduce it. He sent me the song and he was like, "Hey, like, do you think this sounds good?" And I was low key just like, "Nah, I'm not feeling it." So he
Yeah.
sent me the stems for it, and because the original song was very like very minimal, like just super like there's guitars and like a bass line, but that was kind of about it. Like it didn't really
Mhm.
go anywhere for me. So I brought it in and I just started playing with the synth chords. I had my MIDI out. I was just like
Mhm.
dun 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 dun
Mhm.
dun, dun, just like cool.
Right.
And yeah, I just built a beat around it. I put those like reverse drums and shit. And I don't know.
Nice.
I think I really cooked on the chords though. That's like usually in rap music you hear like four bars, like
Yeah.
four chords, just like dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
That's like either 8 or 16 chords.
Damn.
Like, but
Yeah.
yeah, I did the song and then I was like, sometimes I just like to put a verse on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I did the verse and everything, and then he really liked it. So um, yeah, we just finished the song and then we put it out,
Yeah.
and it's on Iron Curtain and his album.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So,
it's true.
but in terms of like Casey, like he he knows I exist. Like he's commented before, he's responded to DMs, but I haven't talked to him
Oh,
personally.
okay. I see, I see.
I'm sure he's heard the song, but it was more so just like people buy features all the time, man. You know, it's
I see, I see, I see. Okay, okay.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
that was cool. No, because I was immediately seeing that. I was like, wow, this is crazy that you have me worked with this guy. Because like I know he dropped a couple projects last year, and like
yeah.
I did like the one that he had with the Sign Crushes Motorist and stuff.
Mm,
And I know Casey worked with like Kanye and like the past, right, and Donda and all that stuff in the past
yeah,
and other albums. So that was cool to see that. But I also saw like throughout that album different influences and like going back on that because I was like I like to make comparisons. That's how I kind of go through my music. But even
yeah.
the song Riot, that felt like a Yeet type song. It almost felt like it had like that 2093 futuristic thing. Like when you make these other songs that are different sounding from each other, do you kind of just like go with what it sounds like and make it that way and try different tunes, auto tuning, crooning, whatever? Or is it just like a flow type thing and like you just kind of
Oh
get in
man,
it?
it depends on the song. You know, if it's in my comfort zone, it's a flow state. But I like to not be in my comfort zone. So that
Mm.
song Riot, oh my god, dude, that started off as one of those other beats that the one dude had,
Oh, okay.
and I didn't know what the fuck to do with it at first, man. I went through like 20 different demos. I would send him like the first one was like just me trying to rap. And it's like you can't
Hmm.
do it on a song like that. Like, you can't rap on a rage inspired beat. So you know he didn't
Right.
fuck with that. So then I went the complete opposite, and I was on the mic like going, and
Yeah.
you know like that either. I
Yeah.
couldn't find the flow, bro. Like that's not my
Right.
usual style. And then
Mhm.
eventually, what kind of changed it was my brother Shuv. He had sent me his version of the song, and the chorus that he did was just crazy. He was like, "I walk in with the rances on the wall." Ow. I was
Mhm.
like, "Damn, he did it." So I kind of fed off of his energy, and then I made it work. And then I wrote out my verses and everything. And yeah, like really, like when I make music, I don't really have a reference point to be honest with you. Like I'm never like I have like a blurry vision of how I want it to sound because I just
Mhm.
let it happen most of the time. And it just, I don't know, it always manifests into something that I enjoy for the most
Yeah.
part.
Do you write most of the things beforehand, or you try to freestyle and stuff like that? Can you like what is it just like a mix of both?
Yeah, mix of both, but
Oh.
I love writing, you know. Like I know a lot of rappers, they no hate to them, but they do the punch in method where they
Mm.
just like play the beat and they just like, oh, I just thought of a line. And then it's thinking
Right.
again. All right. Like they're
Yeah,
not
yeah,
rhyming.
yeah.
It's in their head. Like Lil Wayne did that his whole career,
Right.
So it works for a lot of people, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm very patient with my music, so I couldn't see myself just like coming up with shit on the spot. I can't freestyle or nothing, so
Mm.
I gotta write sometimes. It's gotta be there's always gotta be a direction to it, you know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Do you think that like did you start off doing that like in high school and stuff, like just like writing and like things like where you just like is that where it started? Because like in high school, I feel like a lot of people they like you see rappers and you see all these things online like diss tracks and stuff, and you kind of like try to do it, realize that maybe freestyle is not your thing for a lot of people. But like for you, was that how you kind of came about it? Like you just like to write throughout and like make up like what's it called, talk about your life, talk about different stories, and
Oh
that
yeah.
translates.
I've always known I can't freestyle, bro. Like I wasn't the kid at the lunch table, like, snapping his fingers, hitting the table, like freestyling and shit. Nobody liked me in high school. So,
Okay.
you
Okay.
know, it's like
Yeah.
the popular kid would be the one freestyling, the
Right.
introvert would be the one in the corner writing shit. So
Right.
I
Right.
was always writing, I just because once you learn to write, you kind of form an understanding of like what words sound good together, because like it's one thing to learn how to write and know how to say something, but it's another concept to learn how to write something that actually sounds good when it's said. So
Yeah.
like when I write, I'm always thinking in my head like, how would I say this and would I want to listen to this?
Yeah.
So it's just it takes a long time to develop that understanding to where
Yeah.
like you can be lyrical without being corny and shit, because a lot of these fast rappers, they just put a bunch of words on the paper and try to
Yeah.
cram them in, and it's like, it don't sound good, bro. Like
Yeah.
I just had to learn how to make it sound good.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like when you were rapping, at least for a fast pace, I thought Bonafide was like that. It was like a lot more of that kind of flow, you kind of ride that beat, and like you kind of had more energy. But then when you took it like more like slow with play pretend, actually making sure like the words mean something, I think you could
Yeah.
tell the difference between the two. And I think like it's always nice to have that variety like in a rap album because sometimes all just straight bar work might not be as appealing, and like at a certain point, like you said, kind of might get repetitive or boring. But yeah, I think like play pretend, I really saw like the pen game coming out, and that shocked
Yeah.
me because like a lot of like underground artists, they're just trying to make what's that sticks and like something that's like really poppy or something. But you like
Oh yeah.
actually wanted to write and throw some good lyrics, and when I showed it to other people, they definitely saw that too and they liked it. So that's really cool to see that. So
Yeah. Thank you,
yeah,
bro.
yeah. But do you feel like when you go into this Iron Curtain, was your like, how did you even think of that track list, and how did you even approach that album? Like, and what was the meaning behind that album name?
It's like honestly, it's just really good curation. I heard the beats, and the beats on their own didn't mean too much, but I was able to just form a track list of like, okay, this sound transitions well into this sound. And because when I think of sequencing, sequencing is so important. You don't want to have five hype songs back to back, it gets exhausting. You don't want to have five lyrical songs back to back, it gets exhausting. So it's just a matter of how to evenly sequence these sounds and have them form a narrative. So the narrative, like with Iron Curtain, was it's like half of the album is honestly think of the new Rocky album, Dopey Dumb. You know how it's kind of sequenced between like mainstream and then experimental.
Yep,
Like there's like a halfway point. That's
yep.
kind of what the Iron Curtain is. It's like the first half of the album is like kind of just falling in love with music, and then the halfway point is like you kind of like hit the wall where it's like, okay, like this love isn't going to take you as far as you thought it would because the industry is going to be there to stop you, you know, the algorithm is going to stop you. So it's like then you kind of switch, I switched tones and became more aggressive and a little more experimental and gritty. So uh that's like the literal Iron Curtain, like songs like Riot, Propaganda,
Mm-hmm.
Looking for Change. That's like the musical equivalent of the Iron Curtain, because the Iron Curtain during like the Cold War was
Mm-hmm.
like a barrier between like what the outside world could hear and what this society, you know what I'm talking about, kind of. It's
Yeah, a
hard to
little bit. Yeah.
explain it,
No,
you
I
feel
get it.
me?
No, I get it. I see what you're saying. I just wanted to see what you were gonna go into it, but yeah, totally understand it. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, I was gonna ask you about the Rocky stuff because I know you posted about that, saying like you it really grew on you, and like obviously, it was pretty experimental. There are certain songs that like he hasn't done before, but we kind of know that he's a creative visionary. Is that like that type of music? Do you think is that what you think mainstream rap should be going towards? Like, you think that like rap in general, like the current state, is playing it too safe? Because for me, last year, I thought trap rap in general was pretty mediocre because I thought they were just doing it the same thing. But I thought Rocky this year, he actually took a good amount of creative leaps. And like, is that something that you want to see, not just your music, but in general?
Absolutely, man. You know, because you know you got all these artists who are real people, but you don't, when you listen to their music they don't sound like real people, you know.
Mm,
It just sounds like somebody who sat down in a meeting with the label, and the label was just like, all right, well, we know you want to drop this song, but you know it's not appealing enough for the larger audience, so we're not going to let you do that. And it's like, you know, maybe the artist wants to have 10 songs, they're not going to let you because you need to meet the minimum of like 20 to boost the
mm,
streams. You know,
streams.
maybe an artist wants to have a 5 minute song, they're not going to let you. So it's just disappointing because all the trap rap that you're talking about, it follows that same sentiment, is where it's like it just sounds like there's somebody behind the scenes telling them what to do.
Yeah.
And i I don't like that with artists. You know, I want music to sound free. Like with the Rocky album, it doesn't sound like a label was telling him to make it. It sounds
Yeah.
like he took the time, 8 years, and crafted an album that he wanted to put out, and he didn't compromise shit. So I just, you know, I just wish mainstream rap was just more free. Like, do what you want. Like, you're so famous and rich to where you're like you're the one who could afford to take the risks, you know? Like
Yeah.
why are you not taking the risks? Like you have generational wealth. Like you don't got to worry about shit. Like
Yeah.
Gunna, like stop giving us the same album. Lil Baby,
Yeah.
stop giving us the same album. You're worth like $20 million, bro. Like
Yeah. 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 I felt the
you
same
can,
way. Yeah. It's like because Gunna would drop like because we would be like hyping up back in the before COVID, and now like you kind of get like 25 songs of the similar beat pack, similar trap flows, and all that
yeah,
stuff. And like you know that they could easily try to do something different. Like it wouldn't matter because like even if it doesn't sell as much, maybe they might get more notoriety for it. Maybe they might get more like acclaim for that, and like that would then help boost their other sound. So
yeah,
yeah, I think Rocky is like it was really good to see that, especially from someone that took a long time in between albums. So people were like really expecting something that he
for
didn't
sure.
really pander. So yeah, what
Yeah.
was your favorite songs off that? Like what were stuff that like you really enjoyed?
Oh man, I love whiskey.
Mm.
I love how could I resist? Trying to get high as me look fun. That's how we exist. I love that song. I love Air Force, Black DeMarco. Of
Mm. Mm.
course, I love Don't Be Dumb, Trip Baby.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I like some of the first half songs too. I love Stay Here for Life. I love Slow Your Flow. The beat
Yeah,
on there is like, damn. And it's
yeah,
like, people say he was dragging the Drake shit, but Drake won't shut up about Riri, bro.
yeah,
Like you keep
exactly.
you keep poking at a man's wife. It's like leave them alone. You
Yeah.
had to say something, like still being thirsty over Rihanna after like 7
Years.
years.
Yeah, yeah,
Lord,
yeah.
man, it's like yeah, but no, I fucking love the album. The End too, really,
Mm.
really good song with Will I Am.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
That's true. And then like this too, he
yeah,
just added like two more songs recently. One of them being like an old single, I think, with Clams Casino.
I
And
wasn't a fan of that.
yeah, I was the adding of that a little
It's like
interesting.
it's just
Yeah,
weird because it's like the song like I smoked away my brain. I think I'm going numb. Like
yeah,
that was on his first album.
yeah, yeah. I
Like
think so. And then he
that's
remixed it
just a
again.
mashup. It's like
Yeah,
we've already
yeah,
heard this on what was it, Live Love ASAP?
yeah. The first mixtape. Yeah, yeah.
Like that was
Mhm.
the song Demons.
Yep.
So we've already heard the song. Like, why are you putting it on a new album? Like
Yeah.
it's been like over a decade, bro. Like I get it, it's like a little B beat now, but it's been out for so long. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the one decision where I'm just like skeptical on because a lot of artists do that. It's like, okay, the
Yep.
first week isn't as good as they thought. So they quickly slap on a song that they know is gonna boost it up.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
like, I don't know. Like I bet you after the first week he's probably gonna take it off. You know?
Yeah.
It's like
That's
trying
kind
to
of
get the number
annoying.
one, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. I think it was clearly like people were like because when I saw it, I was like, these two songs, like I was like, did I feel like I recognize the last one.
Yeah.
But I mean the other one was like a reggaeton beat, which was like I mean, cool for him, he's trying something different, but I know reggaeton's like popping off a little bit. People are always trying to hop on that. So it could have just been, like you said, him trying to get those streaming numbers up.
I like the
But
reggaeton one though. I think he pulled it off better than K-pop, for example. You know the Travis song.
mm, right.
I think Rocky did it better.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Like, I mean, yeah, I mean, I like the album a lot. I like the experimental like aspects. Like, I think you gotta take those risks because, like, even though I didn't like STFU and that was like a pretty experimental
I didn't
song,
like it either.
yeah, like it's cool to see that he attempted that thing. It wasn't just like a safe play. So
For
that's what
sure.
I like. And I mean, like, I hope like you were saying, you were telling me earlier, like this next project of yours, it's gonna be nothing like you had before,
Mm-mm.
like right before we had this meeting and stuff. But like, could you explain a little bit about like thought process going into this next project and like what like type of things that like as a fan you can expect or not expect?
It's well, what you can expect just because of how long it's taken. It's taken about 4 years already that I've been working on this album called The Red Shepherd. So you can definitely expect it to sound very intentional.
Mm,
Like it's going to have a lot of themes that I've just shaped in my head for these past couple of years because I don't just want to, you know how a lot of artists they come up with a theme and they kind of just like throw it down and like that's it. Like they don't expand on it.
yeah,
I really want to take a theme or a problem and actually like expand on it and make it its own, like offer a sort of solution, I guess.
yeah,
And that album is just like I don't know, it's very patient. Like you can tell it's taken a long time and there's a lot of live instrumentation on it. and there's just I'm just really taking my time, and what you can expect is just very a whole new world sonically. Like it's not gonna be like anything you've heard before, and there's gonna be a mix of styles and genres and eras, and not in a way where it's gonna be like, oh, like this is a rock song, this is a jazz song. No, like we're putting everything together and making it its own soundscape, you know? It's not going to be like all over the place and
Yeah, yeah.
chaotic too much, you know? It's just it's going to be just it's like I've become fluent in my own language
Mhm.
sonically. So that album is going to be really showcasing how fluent I've become, and yeah, I'm just very excited to put it out, and you can expect like the best visuals ever. Like
Okay. Yeah.
not like
I mean, Gary, Indiana.
no, the way beyond Gary. We're
Yeah.
talking overseas,
Oh,
you
damn.
know,
Okay.
Eastern Europe,
Oh, okay.
Caucasus, Central
Damn.
Asia, like Turkey, Middle East,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know,
You venture out there like recently, or are you going to be going doing all that soon?
gonna be.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. Yeah. I mean, that's super sick. I mean, like, I don't know if you probably listened to the Quebec album that happened last year. He like traveled across different,
Mm,
I think you've traveled different countries too for that like
yeah.
video. So like that's just cool to see like artists like you like try to do that, maybe tapping into hometown or cultures that they've been influenced prior. Like it's really sick to see that. So I'm very excited. Is it like you have a date in mind, or you're just kind of like seeing? I know you said you're patient with it, so or you're just trying to aim for releasing it this year or maybe next year.
I have a date. I can't share it
Of course, of
because
course, of course.
it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like in my head. Like I have a deadline in my head, but
Okay,
if it
fair,
goes past that, I'm not gonna shit on myself. Like
fair enough.
it
Life happens.
takes as
Yeah,
much time as it needs to take, you know. But the
yeah,
dates
yeah.
that I pick for my records are very intentional. Like if you go through any of my albums and just look up like what happened on this day, like
Mm,
you'll find a lot of reasoning for why I released it on that day. So
I see.
if people really want to know what the release date is, you can just study and figure out. You know how
Put
people
the
would
pieces
like,
together. Yeah,
yeah, put the pieces together, like do some
yeah.
studying. Like I'll say it's a cold album, very
Okay,
cold.
okay, okay. Good
It's
little hint
cold.
there. Good little
Yeah,
hint there.
it's cold. I'll
The
be shocked
cold
if
themes.
they figure out the release date, and yeah, if they care
No,
enough.
fair enough. I mean, I'm excited regardless. Like, I think it'll be cool. I love the themes that you have over here. So, in general, like, I remember you were kind of like teasing your singles and stuff recently last year. I remember you put out that one kind of like call hotline thing on your like Instagram and something, and people really reacted to it differently. What was your thought process behind that, and just like kind of creating those different like I guess like visuals and like things that you want?
Well, that's for a different project though. I'm gonna drop a little project called Manifesto,
Okay.
and that's like the reason I did that was because I feel like that album touches on kind of erotic themes. That makes sense.
Okay.
And I don't know, I thought it'd be funny because like I made the ad myself. Like it
Yeah.
was actually on Craigslist too. Like I made it, and I thought it would be funny, but like people thought I got hacked, bro. Because like
Definitely, definitely.
I'm just that good at making things feel real, I guess.
Apparently, that's what I was like. Dang, you went a little too hard on this like
So yeah, I
edit and this
had to
thing.
take it down because they didn't get it. It's crazy because like if any other artist did that, they would know it's a part of a rollout.
Right,
But me,
right.
it's like I do it. It's like we're confused. Like, do y'all think
Yeah.
I'm that dumb to get hacked? Like, damn.
Hey, it could happen anyway. That's what they say. But yeah, that was really funny. I saw that. I was like, I hope this is a rollout. I hope it's not something that like happened to
Yeah,
his account.
yeah.
But is that is
Kind of fucked up the rollout though, because
oh, it's
I
tough.
was, yeah.
Yeah. No, like was that what like We Are Hungry and like that song is that going to be going towards that? Is that what the single is about? And like going to
Yeah,
manifest? Okay, okay. I see, I see.
yeah.
Yeah. And then yeah, you have when do you have plans on that one? Like you want that to be like a separate thing, just like a side EP like project thing then?
Um, Sort of. It's kind of just like I like to do bridges between my projects, like the big ones. So if you think about it, like my first project, 3004,
Hmm.
that's my first one, like my debut. And
Hmm.
then my other album, Panorama, that was kind of like a bridge into the Iron Curtain. And then Iron Curtain is another big album. And then This manifesto project is going to be the bridge into the Red Shepherd. It's
Mm,
kind of just like, going from one sound to the other. And this is kind of like the first album where I'm embracing the new identity as Markaček.
yeah.
And yeah, it's more so just like introducing people to what I've been learning in terms of creating my own sound and everything. And
Mhm.
yeah, it's gonna have a lot of interesting themes, and production is very unique, and the even the mixing is very raw and not polished. You feel me? Like,
Mhm.
yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I'm not sure when I'll release it, but
Yeah.
it'll be out soon. I'm just finishing up a couple verses, like
Nice.
especially with everything going on right now in the country. I feel like I have to put something down that actually like resonates.
Yeah. Do you feel like you try to keep certain things that like what's happening currently, whatever in the country that you're in, or other world events? Does that kind of come into your music, or is that just something like you just have in the back of your mind, just like, and then that in turn you want to release music that maybe you have your feelings with it?
Absolutely, man. I see things that happen and it's like I soak it in like a sponge, and it kind of just feeds the feeling that I put into my music. Like we're in such a dark time, and it really it I find myself making very dark music, just very like nihilistic, and
Yeah.
it I feel like just my music is a direct mirror of what's happening in the world. And yeah, like sometimes it's even hard to make music because there's just so much happening, and it's like when so much is happening you want to do less because it's just. But in general, I definitely soak in what happens, world events, and I put them into my music. Not like I don't directly talk about them
Right.
unless it's like really warranted. Like this manifesto project, it definitely talks about things that need to be addressed, like
Mm.
all the ice shit
Right.
and Palestine and all that.
Yeah.
But
Definitely.
in general, it's just I'm very tapped in with like news and global things, geopolitical issues. So
Right.
I soak it in, and you know, but the real challenge is to speak about them without trying to sound like the savior,
Mm.
especially me not being of the culture, right? It would be wrong for me to try to be like rap savior and, you know, try to
Yeah.
try to
Yeah.
make a huge
Yeah.
difference. Like it's
Right.
just finding the balance between like how do I talk about this without making it seem like I'm trying to change something that's out of my control.
Yeah. It's like more like bring awareness or also your own thoughts on it and potentially just like, spreading education, right? You're
Yeah,
talking about something that maybe people don't really know about, and you have your own perspective of it, maybe from something that's happening nearby you or something is going on just from like keeping up in the news. So I think that's important. I think I like it a lot in terms of a lot of music. Like I feel like it's obviously people see music as an outlet. They might see it as a way to escape to same thing they see with sports or something. But I always like it when they do blend those things together because like that's a way to get people to care about it, like or have it around them. There may be like trying to avoid it, but sometimes you don't want people to avoid it that much. You want people to actually listen in. That's really good to see you passionate about that and like trying to make something that's meaningful, not just like music to, like you said, make M's, right? So
of course, of
yeah,
course.
yeah. But yeah, no,
Yes,
I
man.
think yeah, I think you've talked about like a little bit of that in the last album as well. I remember hearing stuff about that, especially the titty stuff as well.
The
But
who?
the titty, I think you talked about titty in there.
Oh, bro, I thought you said titty. I was like,
No, no, no,
did I
titty,
talk
titty.
about that?
No, if you did, I think you talked about that. I
I
think.
definitely did name drop that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
did
yeah,
mention that. Yeah.
yeah.
Sean
But
Combs and Sean Carter,
yeah,
both of
yeah,
them.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, but
Yeah.
no, I think it's really good. I mean, I know like Billy Woods talks about Gaza and like all that stuff. I think other people, like obviously, other people they mainly talk about their own struggles in their own like states and stuff. But I
Yeah.
think it's important. Is that why also you're trying to make these visuals and go to other countries, like you said, in the Middle East and the Caucasus regions? Like, is that another reason for those things, or that's just like more for the capturing of the visuals?
Oh, absolutely, man. There's a reasoning behind everywhere I go. A lot of the places that I like to visit have been through a lot and are still going through things. And I think it's more eye-opening to be there and experience it firsthand, and talk to people who have been through shit that we couldn't imagine, you know. Being in Albania, especially, just like their history and everything is really shaped the way that I approach the music now because um just having those experiences of talking to people who you know went through actual like dictatorship and you know just poverty and starvation and just crazy shit that like we're bordering that in the US for sure. Like we're
Yeah,
definitely getting to that point, but
yeah,
just being around somewhere that's really gone through it like for years and years on end through like just just crazy shit, you know.
yeah,
And yeah, like the places I'm going, they always um they've yeah, they've been through a lot. And not only that, but of course like the visuals too, like beautiful countries. Like it's more so just showing like even though a country might go through a lot, they get a bad rep from the world. It's beautiful, you know? It's like some of the most beautiful countries are the ones that we think of and say, nope, wouldn't go there.
yeah.
Like Iran, for example, dude,
Right.
like Afghanistan, these are such
Underrated.
beautiful countries, bro. Like it's kind of just like shattering like the people's perception they might have of a place without making travel videos, you know?
Yeah, I think that ruined a lot of stuff, travel vlogs and like just like clickbait stuff. I mean, like me being like Indian, like a lot of Indian hate happened last year
Mm,
in terms of just like comments. I mean, like some of it, it's like there's to go into like really seedy areas, stalls, and just makes it look like, all right, this place is all like this. But like you said,
of
if
course.
you go and make your intentional trips to these places, there is a lot of beauty in a lot of these, like maybe in the media seen as horrible places or like lawless places. Like, no, I think like that's just fear mongering a little bit, and also like you said, getting clicks, engagement. Like if you go and do your own research, go and do your own like time there, you can find a lot of beauty in that. And
Yeah, I've seen that. And it's more like, you know, you talk about India. I've seen a video on this, just like talking about these travelers who go to India with an agenda in mind already. Like
yep,
they have a checklist of what they're looking for. Like, oh, we're looking for food poisoning. We're looking for homeless people. We're
yep,
looking for just really bad smells. And it's like
yeah,
they go through all these cities. You know, they go to New Delhi, they go to Mumbai, and they just try to fulfill the agenda without actually trying to experience India.
yep,
And that's the problem. And you know, that's why I just choose not to be a travel vlogger, is because I don't want people to get that idea. I'm more like I like to travel and then talk about it within the music and just build the world around what I felt being there, you know.
yeah.
I think it's
That's good.
interesting. Like there's another dude that does this a lot, but I feel like he focuses more on the travel side. His name is Shai. He's on
Mm,
YouTube. He does like urban
mm,
exploration and stuff and train
mm.
hopping.
Yeah.
But I'm like I'm like that, but I focus more on the music than the traveling.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's always inspiration to take from all these places like you're talking about. Like you might not like directly go into music. You're not gonna like start sampling straight up sounds from there, but you might,
I
or you
do.
might, yeah, exactly. Like you might do that, or it might just be like you just want to understand the musical
Yeah.
components, maybe incorporate some of it, maybe just like see how it's come like put together. I
Yeah,
mean, yeah,
that's another thing that I really did on this Red Shepherd album was I sampled music from these cultures, you know.
mm,
The places I've been, the places I've experienced, the places that I come from, I'm sampling music from there because I said in Bonafide, I'm a cultural experience, you know. I'm gonna give
yeah,
you I'm gonna give you my culture. I'm gonna give you neighboring cultures.
yeah,
And I think it's, you know, I don't know how people are gonna feel about it, but you know,
yeah,
I think it's interesting. Just blending music from my culture and everything, and you know, Balkan culture, Eastern European culture, stuff like that. You'll definitely hear that all over the Red Shepherd. And these are places where you don't think of them as like musical places. So you really have to dig. Like
right,
there's super obscure Yugoslavian records that I found, and I I sample them. Like I have one actually right now.
yeah,
I purchased it yesterday.
yeah.
It's yeah,
Yeah, see this record. Oh, damn,
on the side a like a thrift store kind of thing
that's sick.
from
Yo, that's
Yugoslavia.
wow.
Yes, it's all in like
Fair.
Croatian.
That's fire.
Yeah.
Do you like you feel like you saw it or you've heard of it before and then you wanted to cop that record or like you kind of just like wanted to just like get something random that you look cool and like because I do that sometimes. When I went to Japan, I picked up a
Oh,
random like Japanese vinyl and lo and behold, it was like someone that's very famous, has a huge amount of hits, and I loved it when I played it the first time. So like that's how I kind of go about it sometimes when I go to new countries. But is that
yeah.
kind of how you went about it?
Well, I saw the outfits. I was like, these some Balkan motherfuckers, bro. These, I was like, they've got to be. So I looked on the back, made in Yugoslavia. I'm like, yeah, no shit.
There you
Look at
go.
these. Look at these
Yeah, yeah,
outfits, bro. Come
that's
on, bro.
crazy.
Like, I knew immediately, man. I've never heard this before. And I
Yeah,
took
yeah,
it
yeah.
home. I played it. I was like, yeah, I'm sampling this bitch, bro.
There we go. There we go.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Gotta get those clearances, right? Are they
bro.
alive?
The samples that I pull, you don't need to clear them, bro.
No
They
one
got
knows it.
nobody knows this shit. Like, I'd be like, these are like 70-year-old records that, like, if these people heard the song, I'd be shocked.
Right. Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and the
That's
way I
fair.
sampled too, like, you wouldn't even notice. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
it's been 70 years, bro. Like, the way I chopped this song up, you wouldn't even know you made it at
yeah.
first.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like,
You change it up. It's just like a little like background a little bit there, and you change it up a lot. So,
yeah, I can't
uh,
afford sample clearances, you know?
Wait, like, I mean, the sample for like, did you sample for like the first song, Silver? Is that like a sample for the vocals or is that like a recorded? Because I really love that beginning a lot and like the entire
Yeah,
background production.
that that is a sample, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
That's a sample. A lot of Iron Curtain has interesting samples, but
yeah.
the ones I use on Red Shepherd and like Manifesto, those are like, what the fuck? Like,
Obscure,
you
obscure.
would never find them. Like, because
Yeah,
it's no lyrics to them. So how the hell are you gonna find them unless you like Shazam it?
yeah,
When even then, most of these songs aren't even on streaming platforms. You know, like,
yeah, yeah,
not
yeah.
like they can't make like those tracklib videos where it's like all samples used on Manifesto. They can't do it.
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
can't do it.
They just pull up something like from the 50s or 40s in this Yugoslavian like village or something, and they're like making this in the back. Like that would be
Yeah,
crazy. And like at that point, you got to just give it to them if they got that. But
dude, I'd be
yeah,
impressed. But like, I feel like if somebody made that, I'll be watching it like, I didn't sample that.
yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't do that. Where the fuck did you come
Exactly.
up with this? Like,
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, I think that's the craziest part is like getting those random pulls and then somehow making it in a hip hop record. Because like I think
bro,
Madlib did that, right? And like Mad Villainy, he would find like Indian like TV shows or something like older serials, Middle Eastern ones, I think as well, like and just sampling. And you're like, where is he even like getting all these like the
man,
that's the thing, right?
I love samples and I love when it feels cultural too. Like with Pharrell when he did So Be It. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
that's crazy, bro. Like,
Oh my goodness.
what
Yeah.
a flip. Like,
Yeah. Because it
it's
makes you like interested in that music. Like you're just like, damn, like does like all of this like kind of like have this kind of like undertone, or, like you might go in a deep dive over there, right?
yeah, it
So
adds a different layer, you know, because like with me sampling all this music from my culture, it makes you feel like you're experiencing the culture, you know, it makes you feel like you're from Eastern Europe or you're from the Balkans, you know. It's
yeah.
like there's a couple Japanese songs in there too, I'm not gonna lie. But it's just because Japan makes such good music. Like,
Yeah.
I hear it, I'm like,
J-pop.
how the fuck do I J-pop?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The Weeknd sampled a J-pop song on his
He
like God
did.
FM, and that
Out of
was like,
time.
yeah, out of time. It was like beautiful, like the original one, Midnight. I forgot what Midnight Pretenders. I think that was the original
Midnight, yeah,
song.
Midnight Pretenders.
Like it's just like, whoa, how did they come up with this back in the '80s? Like this type of music,
Hmm.
it's just so crisp. It's so like refined. Like
Yeah.
so, it's perfectly great to see like other cultures and like tap into those samples. So
And I love 80s music. You know my song Cover Your Eyes?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's sampled from an old 80s song from Kazakhstan.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's like
that's insane.
I wanted to capture that vibe. Like, cause like when I made that song, I was thinking like in my head of this old Soviet car in front of an apartment building, like
Yeah,
big empty lot, and it's just like blasting, like breaking the speakers.
yeah. I feel
Like,
like yeah,
yeah,
that's just crazy. Like all these visuals that you can like pretty paint in your head, just like using that as like inspiration. Like yeah, I think
yeah,
exactly. But
bro. Like if I can't think of an image when I make a song, I don't put it out.
yeah,
Like you've got to think of like there always has to be like a visual attached to it in my head for it to come out because otherwise it's just it is empty, you know.
yeah,
It feels empty if you can't picture what the music would look like, you know.
yeah, yeah. Because like at that point, you're not really feeling something with it. You're not really like telling any type of like. I mean, you don't have to tell a story every single time, but like at least painting a picture or at least making the listener have some sort of like thing tying with it. Like you don't want it to just be empty. And it's
Of
like, what's the point
course.
of it? Right. So yeah, I mean, I feel like music, if it can make you feel something, it did its job. Like regardless, obviously, like you don't want it to make you feel like shit, but like all the time, like sometimes that's
Hmm.
good. But like I think when you listen to a certain sad song and you don't feel any sadness from it, then you're like, all right, maybe it didn't do its job on me. Like maybe it wasn't as good, or like vice versa. Like if it's supposed to be hype. So yeah, I think that's a real skill. Like you said, that's a good way to think about it. Like, does it make you feel something when you're putting it out?
Of course, because like my opinion on that is like if anything makes you feel something, it has worth. Like if there's a song, like let's say like a Gunna song or a
Mhm.
YB song,
Yeah.
it makes me feel nothing. There's nothing there. It's just like a void. Like I'd
Yeah.
rather listen to bad music. Like I'd rather listen to that coworker music on Instagram Reels that you see. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know, that
Exactly.
you have you seen that reel of the kid? It's like, Really though? Not
Yeah,
kidding, bro.
exactly. Yeah,
I'd
no,
rather listen to that because at least I feel like, oh, this is ass. Like,
or like
at
the
least I
cringing,
feel it.
like
Like,
you're cringing.
I
Yeah,
feel cringe. When I
yeah,
listen to Gunna, I don't feel cringe. I just feel like, like I'm asleep,
yeah,
bro.
yeah. You're asleep. Like that's the biggest issue. Is like,
Like,
yeah, but no, no, like you were saying, I agree completely. Like sleepy, like kind of slowed down, like same old. Like it just does nothing. Like it's just it's almost like a waste of time. That's what it is. Like when you're like when I listen to music and I want to listen to a
yeah.
bunch of albums, I'm like, did I really need to spend 45 minutes plus an hour listening to the same thing? Like I really should have just listened to something else. Like I could have like done something else with my time. So that's what I totally understand that.
Yeah, that's a big issue too. Do you follow off record sounds on Instagram?
No, I don't actually. No, no, no.
Yeah, he's his name is Jeef and he's the admin. He made a post recently, like the 10 commandments of listening to an album.
Oh, you posted about that. Yeah, I did see
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
And I really like that post because it kind of just it really separates the album from the playlist in a way because a lot of these albums that mainstream artists are putting out, it's treated like a playlist. It's treated like
yeah,
you go in, you tap through and find, oh, this would sound good on my gym playlist. This would sound good on my car drive playlist. This would sound good on
yeah,
the aux. This would sound good like when I'm fucking, you know.
yeah, yeah,
But it's like you're not
yeah.
listening to the album front to back. You're just picking apart songs and then never going back to the album.
Yeah. No,
It's like,
I agree because like when people say like when I send people like, oh, here's an album recommendation, listen to it. Some people I know, they're like, oh, I skipped this song. I'm like, what? Like on the first listen,
skipped it?
like I get it. It could
Nah,
be bad.
man.
That's fine. It's fine to say it's something's bad, but like I always will be like, I'm going to listen to it front to back, like, as they intended it, like a tracklist order, whatever it is,
Of
and like
course.
not skip it because like if I don't like it, all right, I won't go back to it later on, but at least I'll give it a full shout. Maybe I do like the ending, I just didn't like the beginning, like something, right? Like I think
Of
I'm looking
course.
at the commandments right now. Like, yeah, you should listen to it one sitting. I know other people that like break it up or like they'll listen to the first half. And like, I'll go back to. It. I'm like,
Of
I
course.
personally think you got to make the time. If you know you have an hour, all right, go listen to that album. If you don't,
Yeah.
it's like you don't have to. There's no need. There's no
Yeah, you
rush.
don't like personally, like when I listened to the Quadeca album, Vanish the Horizon Scraper for the first time, I didn't like
Yeah.
the intro.
Okay. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
of course I listened to it.
Yeah.
But when I go back to the album, I maybe listen to like a minute or two of it and then I skip to the next song. It's
Yeah.
just like when you listen to an album for the first time, you always have to listen uninterrupted, open-minded,
Yep.
and then just afterwards, like yeah, he's his name is Jeef and he's the admin. He made a post recently, like the 10 commandments of listening to an album.
Oh, you posted about that. Yeah, I did see
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I really like that post because it kind of just it really separates the album from the playlist in a way because a lot of these albums that mainstream artists are putting out, it's treated like a playlist. It's treated like
Yeah.
you go in, you tap through and find, oh, this would sound good on my gym playlist. This would sound good on my car drive playlist. This would sound good on
Yeah.
the aux. This would sound good like when I'm fucking, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like you're not
Yeah.
listening to the album front to back. You're just picking apart songs and then never going back to the album.
Yeah. No,
It's like,
I agree because like when people say like when I send people like, oh, here's an album recommendation, listen to it. Some people I know, they're like, oh, I skipped this song. I'm like, what? Like on the first listen,
skipped it?
like I get it. It could
Nah,
be bad.
man.
That's fine. It's fine to say it's something's bad, but like I always will be like, I'm going to listen to it front to back, like, as they intended it, like a tracklist order, whatever it is,
Of
and like
course.
not skip it because like if I don't like it, all right, I won't go back to it later on, but at least I'll give it a full shout. Maybe I do like the ending, I just didn't like the beginning, like something, right? Like I think
Of
I'm looking
course.
at the commandments right now, like, yeah, you should listen to it one sitting. I know other people that like break it up or like they'll listen to the first half, like, I'll go back to it. I'm like,
Of
I
course.
personally think you got to make the time. If you know you have an hour, all right, go listen to that album. If you don't,
Yeah.
it's like you don't have to. There's no need. There's no
No, you
rush.
don't like personally, like when I listened to the Quadeca album, Vanish the Horizon Scraper for the first time, I didn't
Yeah.
like the intro.
Okay. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
of course I listened to it.
Yeah.
But when I go back to the album, I maybe listen to like a minute or two of it and then I skip to the next song. It's
Yeah.
just like when you listen to an album for the first time, you always have to listen uninterrupted, open-minded,
Yep.
and then just afterwards, like what I do honestly, like with the Vultures albums by Kanye,
Hmm.
when I listened to them for the first time, especially Vultures too,
Yeah.
there were some songs I disliked so much that I deleted them. Like on Spotify,
You
you
can
can
hide them,
tab.
right? You can
I
hide them.
hate them
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
Sky City.
Yeah.
I don't have it on there anymore for the
Right.
album.
Because even you want to replay, it won't even like come up.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
deleted like half of that album, bro.
Because like half of it was like AI. That's what I was hearing.
Yeah, I
Like,
don't listen to AI, man. Fuck AI,
yeah.
man. Come on.
Yeah. I agree. Like I feel like if you start incorporating AI into our music, it's just like what are we really doing with our creativity? Like where is the human element? Now we're gonna have to decipher between those two. Like at a certain point, I think AI can be helpful in other aspects, like maybe in some other things, but
Oh man,
I personally think in art, it should not be like really at
absolutely,
all
bro.
there. Yeah.
Like
Like
dude, I use ChatGPT every day for practicality.
yeah.
Just like getting through life sometimes it's like you need something to simplify things. Like the other day I had to refill a printer, like the ink, and I was like, I don't know how the fuck to do this, bro. A printer? Like I'm dumb. So I had
Yeah.
to ask ChatGPT. I was like, can you explain this to me as if I'm 5 years old?
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
it worked. Like it works for things like that. But when you bring it into art, it's just like bad. And it's like I think a lot of artists have tried to
Yeah.
make ChatGPT, hey, write a song. It's always so bad though.
Exactly.
Like you
Yeah,
always
yeah,
get the same formula, and it's like, bro, like if somebody's listening to this, they can tell you used AI, bro.
yeah. That's
Like
the thing.
just write music. And if you can't write music, don't put out music.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's like
It's like,
it's good for some things. It's funny. Obviously, you hear those like cringe songs or like those like dumb
yeah,
songs, but like at a certain point, you're like, all right, it's not gonna be funny if it like starts making it into the real songs and starts charting and starts doing all this. Like then you're like, whoa,
already
like
has.
yeah, that's the thing. Is like, what stopping someone that has? I mean, it's not a problem that if you're trying to make music and you have no musical talent, like everyone should try experiment. But like, people can just start doing that, and that's a new revenue stream. Like just putting out AI content, like
Right.
that takes no effort, and that kind of does a disservice to everyone that's actually grinding, being creative. So like, I totally agree with that, and like, I don't know. I think like I hope it doesn't take off, but you never know, right?
I really don't see it happening though, because I feel like now people have kind of understood what AI music sounds like. Like we
Yeah,
know how to differentiate from real music to AI. And even like the casuals, like if you see like a coworker music, it's always like ChatGPT ass lyrics. Like people
yeah,
know when it's AI.
yeah,
It's like you
exactly.
listen to a Dax song or like a Dax, bro. Have you seen a Dax music video?
Yeah, yeah,
It looks like he just said, "Hey, generate me a music video based on these lyrics,"
yeah, exactly. It's
and
too
it,
literal. It's
it's
too
just like,
literal.
bro, like
Yeah,
stupid. It's like I don't
yeah,
know. Like I feel like people will always be able to tell the difference between real and fake. Like even if even if you see them as like a casual, I think they'll be able to tell.
yeah,
Because like everybody feels something from music, regardless if they know it or not.
yeah,
And if you don't feel anything, you can tell. Like
exactly. Yeah,
even if it's background music, most people can make the difference. And yeah,
yeah. I think that I totally agree with all that. Like, I think real music is going should prevail, and I think we don't want it to come to that point where we have a trouble deciphering between what's real, what's fake. And I think
of
for
course.
you, with you for sure. I know it's real. I know the emotions you're putting into it. I know the writing and the sampling from various different cultures is great. So that's why I did really enjoy this. That's why I wanted to interview you. I felt like there's something there that like I didn't I didn't like not like I didn't expect, but like you just like I really did enjoy. Like I was like, this is something that's cool. And I think that there's someone that's behind this that's making like a real type of like energy that is going to be good for both the listener and themselves. So, I
Yeah,
really appreciate. Yeah,
I'm a real person.
I know. I'm glad like, it wasn't just someone on the back of a screen that I was just talking to this whole time. So that was
Yeah,
cool. But
for
I'm just
sure.
glad. I'm glad that you wanted to interview and like I'm glad you took the time out of your day to like do this. I really appreciated like your perspectives, like just talking to you about music or anything in general.
Yeah, thank you, bro. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you
yeah.
for interviewing me.